Good evening, everyone. This is Rebecca with Red True Crime with a case update on Kenneka Jenkins. Hey, everyone, welcome back. If you remember correctly, I did a video on Kenneka Jenkins a few days ago, earlier this week. This lovely lady right here. For those of you who don't know the name, um, this young woman died in 2000, I believe 2018. In Chicago. I'm sorry, 2017, September of 2017. She was found in a um, kitchen freezer at the Chicago Crown Plaza Hotel. Now, there was a lot of speculation as to how she ended up there, what was going on. So, the night before she was found, she was at a party in a room that was paid for by a stolen credit card, and there was some gang people. It was a gang party. She knew people. She was partying. Now, she was found several hours later, locked in the freezer. Her mom was trying to get a hold of people to look. Nobody wanted to look, but they found her. She was already deceased and she was partially clothed. Now, there was always the conspiracy theory that she was put there or she was attacked in there and locked in there. But as time went on and autopsy showed, she had a blood alcohol of 0.112, which is insanely high. And she also had therapeutic levels of topiramate in her system. And those of you who don't know what topiramate is, it is an anti-seizure medication. It's used to treat seizures. It's also used to treat migraines. Some people even use it for pain, neuropathy, nerve pain relief, and it actually has a side effect of weight loss. So I used to take it for migraines, but I don't anymore because it causes a side effect is kidney stones. So I don't take it anymore. My son used to take it for seizures. So I'm familiar with it. Now I can tell you by my expert opinion here of having been a patient on it, you cannot drink with this medication. It will intensify drowsiness, like, significantly. So whether she took it on her own or her drink was spiked with it, I can't say. So, but either way, she did not have a prescription for topiramate, so it was not her topiramate that she took. So, the reason this case has come back up, it had been ruled an accidental death. She died of hypothermia. They explained that her taking her clothes off in the freezer was what they call paradoxical hypothermia or paradoxical undressing. Because of the hypothermia, she thinks she's hot. It's got the brain confused, so she actually starts taking her clothes off. Um, she wasn't locked in there. There's a button like on the handle she should have pushed that would open the door so she could get out, and it was working. So yeah, she's probably out of it and didn't realize what she was doing. That's what they're kind of leading to. But the mother sued the Crown Plaza Hotel, the restaurant that was supposed to have owned the space, but they weren't in there because, whatever money wise, they never took over, but they still had the lease on it. She sued everybody for $50 million. She settled 2 years ago for, I want to say 10 million, but I think after she paid everybody, she got around six, which still, it's a lot more money than I ever thought of having. So after 2 years, November of this year, she broke her silence and brought attention. And she went live on Facebook with videos and did some media interviews and saying that her daughter was murdered. And she does feel that there are people to blame and that she was silenced with the money because she was pressured to sign and take the money. So I don't know. But this has happened today. This is where we're at with Teresa Martin, which is Kenneka Jenkins' mother. This is what happened today.
No clothing. This is Kenneka Jenkins' mama. This is so sad. Hey, wait. What did y'all? This is Kenneka anybody Jenkins' expect? Mama. Wait, come back. Wait, no. Cannot. Come put your clothes back cannot on. Give you happiness. Please God, come put your clothes back on.
Yeah. So that happened in the last 24 hours. I don't know what's going on with this woman. I know when I did the original story on this like earlier this week. Pardon me, sorry. When I did the original story on her earlier this week on Kenneka, I had some comments saying, "Hey, don't listen to her. She spent the money. She's just trying to get more money." These type of things. And let me get my Triscuits out of the way. Whoops. Um, anyway, so people were accusing her having spent the money and she's doing drugs and she's just kind of um wilding out. But let me say this. If there is anyone to blame, Kenneka, because if she knowingly ingested the medication, she is partially to blame. And no one wants to blame the dead person, but we don't know what she did. So if she knowingly took the medication, there's some blame has to be put on her. But however, if she did not take it and it was put in her drink and she drank it, then you need to find out who put the stuff in her drink. And I'm sure no one is going to admit to that, you know. But that is one person that should be charged in this case because they did that. They may not have intended to kill her, but them doing that did cause her to end up in the situation she was in. So there you have it on that. Um, but I feel for her mother, because that's just sad to lose your child that way, and, now you're roaming streets in your birthday suit. I got nothing to say on that. It's very sad. Very, very sad. And I don't think that woman is ever going to find peace because she doesn't know truly what happened. Did she do this to herself or was she drugged and she did this to herself? And I cannot imagine dealing with that because the not knowing is nerve-wracking. And, it's probably driving her completely insane. But now she is roaming the streets naked. I don't know. Like I said, it's a sad situation, but, now there was one person I did find interesting in my research on this because I didn't know a lot about this case, was that a very good friend of Kanika's was supposed to go with her to that party that night, but the girl decided no, she wasn't gonna go. Her name is Zari Wade, and she unfortunately lost her life last weekend. She was on a yacht or something and fell off the yacht and drowned. So, there's some people out there trying to do a conspiracy thing with that, but, I mean, you're talking, like, 8 years in between the time that Kenneka died and this girl had an unfortunate accident. It's 8 years. I think if there was any conspiracy, people would have been dropping off way sooner than that, but, um, unfortunately, that girl has lost her life, and it's very sad, way too young. But there you have it. So people are not trusting what Teresa Martin is saying. They think she's doing it for more money or she's lost her mind. Obviously, her roaming in the middle of the street in Chicago in November, which is insanely cold. I mean, I'm in North Carolina and it's about 30. Let's see. I'm gonna give you an accurate temp check here. Weather. It is 34 degrees here in North Carolina. And Chicago is the windy city. So it's probably like 22 degrees in Chicago, and she's walking outside naked on a busy road, just walking on down like Erica Badu in that one video, just naked, you know? So, hope to God she doesn't get any type of like freeze bite or, anything like that because that would be horrific and horrible and painful. So, I'm glad people went to get her and grab her and get her clothes on and help her, which is a great thing because obviously this woman needs some type of help. I just don't know if it's more than just mental at this point. So, um, I feel for anybody who loses a child, no matter the circumstance, because you're always going to be plagued with guilt, no matter what. and I feel for you people. I have not lost a child, but I cannot even imagine what you go through if you do lose one. Okay, well, anyway, that is all I have for tonight, and, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. But I just wanted to get that out there because I saw that earlier today and I was like, "Wow, that's insane." So, I'm not judging the poor woman. I'm not judging her at all because we all deal with grief and whatnot in our own way. I just think she needs a little bit more help and people needed to get off her back a little bit. Because it's insane how much negativity she's getting about speaking out about Kenneka. Again, she took that money for her own reasons. It's possible her lawyers advised her to take it because she would not have gotten it anyway, or something would have came up. So she took the settlement. Okay, I don't judge her for that, you know? But your child is still dead. No matter nothing you do, no matter who you accuse, they're not coming back. And I don't know if they'll ever find out how she got that drug in her system, whether she did it herself or someone gave it to her, or someone gave it to her unknowingly. I don't think they'll ever know. So, okay. Well, this is Rebecca's Red True Crime. I'm gonna hop off here. Please check out my previous video I just did, about the McMartin trial, the longest, most expensive trial in the history of all trials in America, and, went on for 7 years. Yeah, crazy, right? So, check that out, and, leave me some comments, and subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. It doesn't cost anything, it's free, and try to watch these all the way through because when you do that, it gives me more credit. So, yay. So, this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. Have a great evening and a great weekend, and I will be back when I have something else. Bye bye.